Long ago, the world was unrecognizable from what we see today. It was a time when kindness had faded and harmony was forgotten. People choose their own ways, turning from God and filling the world with violence and corruption. But even in this dark time, one man stood out: Noah. He walked a different path, one of faith and obedience. God saw Noah's heart and chose him to carry out an extraordinary plan that would change the world forever. But amidst all this, there was one man who stood out. His name was Noah. Noah was different because he loved God and tried to live his life in a way that pleased him. God saw Noah's heart and decided to share an incredible plan with him. God told Noah, "The world has become filled with evil, and I'm going to bring a great flood to cleanse it. But you, Noah, I want you and your family to be safe. Build an ark. A massive boat to protect yourselves and every kind of animal I will send to you. Noah listened carefully to God's instructions. God gave him specific details about how big the ark should be, what kind of wood to use, and even how to make it waterproof. Noah got to work immediately. It was no small task. This was a gigantic project that would take many years. As Noah and his sons hammered, sawed, and built the ark, people in the village would come by, watching and laughing. They couldn't understand why Noah would build such a huge boat on dry land. A flood? From where? They mocked. But Noah didn't let their words stop him. He trusted in God's plan. Eventually, the ark was finished. It stood tall and strong, ready for the task ahead. Then, just as God had promised, the animals began arriving, 2 by 2, every kind of creature you could imagine: lions, birds, elephants, and even insects. Noah and his family guided the animals into the ark, carefully ensuring everyone had a place. When all was ready, Noah and his family entered the ark too, and God closed the door behind them. Soon, the rain began to fall. At first, it was a light drizzle, but then it turned into a heavy downpour. The water rose higher and higher, covering the fields, the hills, and eventually the mountains. Everything outside the ark was washed away. But inside the ark, Noah, his family, and all the animals were safe. They floated on the vast waters, trusting in God's protection. The rain continued for 40 days and 40 nights. Finally, the rain stopped. Slowly, the waters began to go down. After many months, the ark came to rest on a mountain. Noah waited patiently until God told him it was safe to come out. Noah opened the doors of the ark, and everyone stepped out into a brand new world. The earth was fresh and clean, and the sun shone brightly. Noah built an altar and thanked God for keeping them safe. In response, God made a beautiful promise. He set a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his covenant, saying, "Never again will I flood the entire earth. This rainbow will remind everyone of my promise of hope and mercy." And so, Noah and his family began their new life, planting, building, and starting fresh. They trusted in God's faithfulness, knowing He was always with them. The story of Noah's Ark teaches us about faith, obedience, and hope. Even in the midst of chaos, God's plans are good, and His promises are true. We can trust Him, just as Noah did. And so, after the storm, the world began anew. The rainbow in the sky was God's promise, a covenant that He would never again flood the entire earth. It was a reminder of His mercy, faithfulness, and hope. Noah's story reminds us of the power of trust and obedience, even when the path is unclear. Through faith, we can weather any storm, knowing that God's promises are always true. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this Bible story, please share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories from God's Word. Click the bell icon so you won't miss our next video. God bless.